since the timesheet method used to document service provided is insufficient, there is sufficient evidence to support citation 7, and it is affirmed that a timesheet alone is not sufficient. So the 245D intensive support services requires more than a timesheet. If you are a 245D provider and you provide intensive services, you cannot just submit a timesheet as your daily log or progress notes. I'm working with someone who has already failed that audit and then appealed that, and it was denied. Here's what it says, okay? Citation number 7 was issued because one person whose records were reviewed, the license holder, did not maintain a service recipient record as required. Specifically, the license holder failed to maintain the progress or daily log notes that are to be recorded by the program. Applicable law: license holder must maintain progress review reports as required under Section 245D.071 Subdivision 5, and progress or daily log notes that are recorded by the program for each person. This person's response in trying to appeal, they said that they maintained records by use of a timesheet. They indicated that the logs notes are documented directly on the timesheet. Staff personnel reportedly write the time in and the time out, as well as place an initial next to what task was completed. So regular timesheet, start time, end time, and what services they did. That's a regular timesheet. Then the timesheet is turned in, and once it has been signed, it says that this individual stated that these documents were available for inspection and they had been given to the licensor during their inspection. Here's what the state says. Your method of making general tasks completed is insufficient. Your notes do not indicate how a person's services were implemented, the person's involvement, or progress made for each individual person. And then something else, something very weird. It says, under the Minnesota Statute 245D.09 Subdivision 3 requires that the progress notes or daily notes be in each person served service recipient's record, not the facility's personnel file. So this company was keeping the timesheet in the employee file. They want the timesheet to be in the client file. Says, since the timesheet method used to document service provided is insufficient, there is sufficient evidence to support citation 7, and it is affirmed that a timesheet alone is not sufficient. So me and a nurse are working on trying to figure out what are they talking about, and it turns out the flow of the business is like this. Okay, you have assessment, you have community support, CSSP, you have coordinated services and support plan, and you have CSSP addendum. In one of those CSSP support plan, the person who's doing this admission writes outcomes, writes an outcome. Okay, so an outcome. It says the caregiver must work towards the outcome. So when the progress they're talking about is if the nurse or whoever did the assessment wrote an outcome that they would like to achieve, that the client should be achieving, then every day someone goes out there to work, they should work towards achieving that goal by documenting what they have done to meet the goal that has been that they're trying to work towards. Okay, so by just checking off uh, timesheets alone is not sufficient. You still need to write progress notes every shift. It says daily log, not weekly log. Every shift you need to document in the progress notes. How are you working towards the goal? Okay, so this is many of you guys are failing this question because you're using a timesheet. So here you go. Use a timesheet and write a progress notes. If you're not doing it now, do it. If you have not been doing it before, start doing it now, because a timesheet is not sufficient for you to pass your audit of the 245D. Good luck.